I'm Sam Lee. I'm a singer of folk songs, and I came to folk song in my early 20s, discovering the old indigenous songs of the British Isles, and totally fell in love with them, realizing nobody was singing them, and started to learn them. And as I did, found my voice and started to go on a journey of reclaiming this incredible repertoire of narrative ballads from the ancestors of the British Isles. A very kind of modern way of taking some of the elements of our ancient rites of custom, of rites of passage, of calendar traditions, of the ancient need to celebrate the joyful moments and the sorrowful moments of the year. And in the modern world that we live in, with all the compromises that one has to make of where and how and who's looking after who and who's entertaining who, the festival is the kind of modern way that we can gather. And it's always wonderful seeing how every curation at every festival brings in the essentials, what is needed for the community, what is speaking most powerfully, and what yearnings are being sort of honoured and answered. Because of that, I guess medicine is particularly special and unusual in its answering a very, very deep question of social longing, of community, longing for sacred identities, and rootedness, but also a sense of globalized wisdoms that we now have access to. And it's a nexus of all that we want to know more about, done in a really joyful, playful, manifestation. It's a real privilege, actually. It's an abundant basket of the harvest of some of the best parts of our world, and some of the great speakers to our souls and our truths and our pains all at once. The wonderful thing about being at Medicine is that we are sitting in close proximity to people who have a very, very intact devotional relationship with the natural world from their ecological home. And one of the reasons why medicine happens here in this country, and why there's such a thirst for the wisdoms and and elixirs of so many different cultures, is that we've had such a deracination of British knowledge and access to it, and custodians, keepers of it. Not completely, but we have such a dearth of it, and a lack of orientation of who to go to and where to go to, yet also a history of such profound knowledge of the ecology of this land and the health-giving properties, the medicinal potentialities in the willows that I'm sitting underneath, the silver birch, the St. John's worts, all the plants here that are our medicine cabinets, and more than, they're our kind of keeper of stories, which is the most powerful medicine of them all. And I think the importance for bringing an awareness of local knowings, local story, local song, is that we're able to see how Great Britain, the British Isles, has been such a powerful library, living library of the same intuitions as anywhere else in the world. And by creating the space here to be open to the power of these plants, of the trees, of the land, as part of our immune system, as it were, we're also able to accept that we have a lot of work to do within our own communities and our own sense of locality in reclaiming that knowledge and welcoming it back into our lives. My advice to people wanting to do that work who live here in the UK is always firstly go and find your nearest place of genuine natural beauty, with a little bit of learning of what a healthy ecosystem looks like. I think we live in a country with massively impoverished natural heritage, the worst in Europe. So seeking out places that are alive and lush and biodiverse and rich in insect and plant life and is super important. And then spending time, quiet listening time, and seeing how you respond to that place. I think it's super worthwhile doing a little bit of reading or spending time in places like here within the knowledge sharing spaces to feel a little bit more like you've been, you know, informed on what you're seeing. So it's not just a kind of green backdrop, but there's a little sense of individuality and being able to know the relationship between one plant and another, of why they're all living in companionship. And out of that, trying to seek into what chimes most with you. Is it the medicinal side? Is it the songful side? Is it the edible foraging side? Is it the meditative side? What is your heart longing for? And yeah, which plant or place speaks to that truest? My medicine is song. Always. That's my way of making my prayers. I'm not very good at making prayers other ways. I can do them, but it sometimes never feels as powerful and from my heart as when I am singing. I know I'm not alone in that. I'm very lucky to have found song, but I'm also aware that the songs that I found were the songs that everybody sang. That's why they're called folk songs. And so I find that in the space of singing, I am closest to those beings, those species, those stories, those ancestors, whether I'm in a place of ecological wonder like I am now, or whether I'm in a, you know, music concert hall singing into the darkness, away from anything living other than humans. I know that those songs are my communique and my thread to the places and the beings that I know and love the most. I think I'm going to look into the root of the connection with the word medicine and the mead aspect, and that idea of the sweetness, the sweetening of the pain, the singing to that place that is asking to be attended to. And my medicine always is community, and often collective silence, which there's been beautiful amounts of here, where we can sit in a place of open-heartedness and unjudgmental companionship, the sharing of bread, of the ferment, the risen wheat of our livelihoods. That's what medicine is for me. That's where I am happiest. And seeing people in their most truthful place is my great joy.